The price of beef is skyrocketing to a record high. And
it is a noticeable jump. You've got ground beef above $6 a pound for the first time in history. The government.
Hey, what's up, America? I'm here at a grocery store once again. We're checking out meat prices to see how much you're being fucked financially. All right, so let's check out the meat counter, shall we? Looking like $9.04. That means there's fewer cattle here in the United States than there have been in the last 75 years.
Hey, it's Joe from Georgia. Remember those price cuts that we were going to get? You know, the ones that were promised, that campaign promise that prices were going to drop. And I'm going to bring up two grocery items.
If you think feeding your family is expensive now, just wait. So ground beef just hit its highest price ever in American history.
American beef is bad for you. It's full of hormones. That's why Australia banned it.
As soon as that American beef starts coming into Australia, we've all got to get really brave at asking cafes and restaurants. And
what's up, guys? So welcome back again to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about beef price rising in the US right now and what Americans have to say about this. You guys record that just a few weeks ago we talked about how grocery shoppings have really been in an outrageous rate that a lot of people can actually barely feed. Now today we are coming to see that beef that a lot of people enjoy, steaks that a lot of people enjoy, is now getting more worse. I don't know how a lot of people are going to take this. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this, but I'm just going to go ahead and let these videos roll out for you guys, and then I will come back with commentaries. If you have not subscribed, subscribe, like, comment, and share. And to every videos you're going to be seeing, credit belongs to the creators. Thank you. Let's just go watch.
If you think feeding your family is expensive now, just wait. So ground beef just hit its highest price ever in American history. The thing that most of us rely on for burgers, tacos, and spaghetti night, it's becoming a luxury. And it's not stopping here. The experts say that the prices are going to keep on going up and up. Why? Well, it's a couple of things. You got a mix of drought, high feed costs, reduced cattle supply, and corporate consolidation. That means fewer options, higher prices, and families having to make more tough decisions at the grocery store. Even basic meals are turning into a budget challenge. And remember, this is not just about beef. This is about the cost of living. It's another reminder that the average family is being priced out of normalcy. You're not crazy for noticing everything feels harder lately, because it is. And what's being done about it? Not much. Big corporations are raking in profits while you're deciding between milk and meat for the week. So next time you hear someone say the economy is doing great, I want you to ask yourself something. Great for who? Because it damn sure ain't the family that's trying to make tacos stretch for a week.
Hey, what's up, America? I'm here at a grocery store once again. We're checking out meat prices to see how much you're being fucked financially. All right, so let's check out the meat counter, shall we? Looking like $9.49 for some burger patties. Looking like we're doing $30 for 3 pounds right there. So that's almost $10 a pound. That's nice. We got $8.99 a pound. Look at that. These fucking things are $7. The long ones there are 20. Here's some of the better lean beef for $10.49. You got me fucked up, son. Then we got steaks, $20, 20, 20, 16, 23, 22. This is becoming out of place and out of character. $20? Are you kidding me? Look at this shit. I mean, you just, yeah, it's ridiculous. That's actually a good price right there. But that's ridiculous. Oh my God, I wonder how long it's gonna be before we're all eating fucking bugs. Even fucking shaved steak is $8 for 14 ounces. Are you out of your mind? Where's the cube steak? Where's the fucking cube steak? Yeah, okay, here we go. $12, that's like a $4 steak. Here you go, here's the old gray frown. How's that sound? Pork chops, though. Pork chops are good prices. That's not bad. I'd do that. Pork prices seem to be low. That's what I'm seeing here. That's a bit steep. So that's meat prices here lately. Looks like they're going up quite a bit.
Let's just be honest. Nobody will actually be happy that he or she went to the market the last time and buy a particular thing for 2 naira or for $2 or for $3, and then you're coming back. It is not just skyrocketing, it is skyrocketing to over 11 to over $10 to over $6. It is quite crazy. I don't know how you people are actually managing out there. Let us know in the comment section what you think and how you are actually coping right now if you are in the US. How is the price of beef in your own area? Like, we really want to know. In as much as a lot of people are really crying and they are like, oh, Americans can actually barely feed, then now why are we getting this? A lot of persons are so happy because I go through some comment section and I see people drop comments like, oh, that is actually good for them. They got what they voted for. They got what they actually voted for. I feel like no matter who we voted for or no matter how things are, it is not supposed to be an elastic measure that we should suffer hunger, because the masses are definitely going to suffer. Anyways, I'll just allow you guys to roll the remaining clips of this particular video. Then I will come back for commentaries.
Hey, it's Joe from Georgia. Remember those price cuts that we were going to get? You know, the ones that were promised, that campaign promise that prices were going to drop. And I'm going to bring up two grocery items. Coffee, which so many Americans drink, by the way, has went up 12.9%. Now, what if that was an inflation rate? 12.9% more than it was just a year ago, and the bulk of that in the last 3 months. And now we're looking at a record price of a product that a lot of people use every other day in their household, and that's ground beef. Now, I remember when I was a kid, ground beef was very inexpensive. You could get 3 pounds for 99 cents. However, right now, $6.99 might get you a pound of ground beef. So that's what's going on with beef prices. Coffee prices up, beef prices up, and folks, Amazon's raised their prices on over 1,200 products just this week. So folks, this I'm going to make life cheaper for you. It's not working out well at all. And now the results are in, and they're just going to continue to go up. So Consumer Price Index is showing us that next week, the first week of August when they come out, it's going to be very interesting. Have a good day.
What's up, fuck fam? We need to talk about record meat prices at the grocery store. So just in the month of June, the price of beef is up 10.6% to an average of $6.80 a pound. Steak prices in the same time are up 12.7%. These are the highest meat prices we've ever seen in recorded history. Cattle herd sizes are at a 75-year low. So that means there's fewer cattle here in the United States than there have been in the last 75 years. There's under 87 million cattle and calves in the United States right now. And guess what? That number's declining. Food prices on average have risen 2.7% in the last 12 months. But this also means that meat prices have never been higher, and I don't care what generation you're in, we haven't seen this since World War II. And of course, you can't just produce cows. They have to be born and raised. On top of that, feed prices for steers and cattle have gone up to another record high. So it's a record high to feed the cattle. We have fewer cattle than ever before. And of course, that's making prices go higher. You want to know how we can fix this? Birth more cattle and lower feed prices. That will fix the solution, fuckers.
Since Trump did indeed lower the price of eggs and liberals can no longer use that, they have now switched to the price of beef to undermine Trump's claim that he would lower the cost of groceries. Behind me is a graph of beef prices over the last 10 years. Here, circled in red, would be Trump's tenure. Circled in blue would be Biden's. Did any of you make a single peep in these sections here?
The price of beef is skyrocketing to a record high. And
It is a noticeable jump. You've got ground beef above $6 a pound for the first time in history. The government has been following these numbers for a long time, above $6 a pound, up almost 12% from last year. And steaks, you've probably noticed, almost $12 a pound, up about 8%. The American Farm Bureau Federation saying that there's really strong demand. The Tyson, the meat company, saying it's a challenging beef environment here. So you have noticed, and the government says they expect beef prices to rise, beef and veal prices to rise almost 7% this year.
So why the spike right now, Christine? What's behind this?
You've got smaller herds. You've got fewer family farms. You've got 7% fewer farms since 2017. You've got inflation and high interest rates making a very challenging environment for a lot of these farmers. And then you've got drought in the Midwest and in the plain states that is really, there's less acres to actually be grazing on. So all of that kind of feeding into this for farmers. And so that's really the bottom line there. You've also got a challenging import situation. We're looking at higher border fees for Brazilian beef. And then you've got a ban on imports from Mexican beef because of this weird screw worm that has infected some of those cattle.
American beef is bad for you. It's full of hormones. That's why Australia banned it. Ah.
I get this statement quite a lot in my comments, so let's talk about it. The ban on United States beef in Australia was never due to equality. It was due to biosecurity concern. See, back in 2003, the U.S. reported its very first case of mad cow disease, also known as BSE. Australia, a country with very strict biosecurity laws, immediately blocked American beef to protect their food system and their public health. Not exactly the craziest decision in the world, right? The ban technically started lifting in 2019, but there was a catch. Only beef from cattle born, raised, and slaughtered in the United States could be imported. So what was the problem? Well, the United States supply chain wasn't traceable enough. Many U.S. cattle are born in Mexico or in Canada and fed out of the United States. So even with the door being cracked open, basically no beef could ever get through. So why not now? Well, in 2024, the U.S. beef industry finally implemented a better cattle traceability system, whether you like it or not. That means Australia can now verify if an animal comes from a country with no BSE risk, even if it wasn't born in the United States. Now, after a full scientific review, Australia said, okay, cool, we're in. As of July of 2025, the ban is officially gone. Now, remember, this was never due to a quality concern. It was due to a biosecurity concern. If you're not catching what I'm putting down, this is a huge win for United States producers and for trade relations. But don't exactly expect a stampede because Australia does eat mostly their own beef. But let me say it louder for the people in the back. This was due to a biosecurity concern for the ban, never quality. United States still has and has had one of the top quality beef carcasses in the entire world. For more information, be sure to like, follow along, and as always, let me know what you think in the comments.
As soon as that American beef starts coming into Australia, we've all got to get really brave at asking cafes and restaurants and fast food places where the beef's coming from if you get anything with beef in it, because that's where it's going to end up, is where you can't easily check the label, because of course it's easy in the supermarket to check the label for Australian grown, but that's going to sneak in and it'll be big places that use a lot of beef. So it's awkward sometimes. Well, I find it awkward to ask the source of things, but we gotta do it. We don't want to eat that beef.
So right now, guys, yeah, some of the comments I actually saw, and I feel like, okay, I should just share it up with you guys so that we all can actually deliberate about this. Chris said, I don't give a flying F. People are getting exactly what they voted for. They voted for the corporation best interest instead of their own, and wonder why these corporations are starving them to, you know. And another person said, I switched to texture vegetable protein instead of eating beef. Oh, that's really sad. Another person said here, she said, my grandma depression meal are now expensive meal. I can't even afford them, so I have to switch to what she can just eat. Another person here said, heard today it will get better in 2 years. Just hang on. Another person said, I miss when pot roast was a cheap meal. Another person said, and my kids and I have inadvertently become vegetarians and honestly feel better. Oh my god. Another person said, every time I go to the store, something has gotten more expensive. I don't understand why some people are saving things have gotten cheaper. Anyways, this is actually sad. It is sad that a lot of people can no longer eat what they are supposed to eat. It is sad that they are now they just have to now turn into vegetarians when they are not even in the mood of turning into vegetarians, right? It is also sad that a lot of people can no longer give their parents or their kids what they actually want, but what is available. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think that this particular outrageous prices that has been hitting grocery, that have been hitting beefs and so on and and so forth. It's just going to slide down any moment from now. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think is the high cost that is making this to actually rise to this particular point? I still want to know in the comment section. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. And yes, with no further ado, I do add like I say in my videos, I'm going to be saying, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Stay tuned, and for now, bye. I love you guys. Mwah.